Cleveland Cavaliers guard Donovan Mitchell joining us today. Donovan, thanks for joining us, man. How excited are you about the upcoming season, training camp, being healthy? Where are you right now?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. It's been a long off season. Just been working out nonstop, getting my body right, mental right, spending time with family, friends. So it's been good, but now that time we're back at it, and I'm excited to get to it.
Donovan, you guys had a huge winning streak last year before you got
Mhm.
hurt. And I know that kind of had to deflate your season as you went into the playoffs and you weren't fully healthy. Is it a matter of you trying to recapture that magic a little bit, or is a whole new season bringing on a whole new set of challenges and personnel and everything?
I think that stretch really showed us what we can be, at our best. So just continuing to build upon that, obviously making some tweaks and adjustments, but kind of following that blueprint. With Kenny here now, I think it's been, just coming in and being more read concept based, continuing to go out there and make plays and kind of play the game with each other. You know what I mean, and kind of talk it out. Obviously, watch the film on it and just continue to build upon that stretch. That was a great stretch for us. We learned a lot about ourselves and even during the playoffs, we learned a lot about ourselves in ways we can. Obviously, we weren't healthy as a whole, but when guys aren't healthy, you see other guys step into roles, and that's kind of what you saw during that stretch. Um, and I think for us now, seeing continuing to build upon it as a whole, and kind of having a direction of what we want to do offensively, and then defensively, continue to be the pests and menaces that we are, and to continue to be one of the league's best with our two anchors behind us.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the coaching change, Kenny Atkinson stepping in for
Mhm.
JB Bickerstaff. Have you seen any differences in the way that you guys are going to play, maybe compared to the way you played the past couple of years, or is it way too early to see
Yeah.
systems and everything else to be implemented?
Yeah, I think there's definitely some differences you notice off rip. I won't say too much until people start watching us play. You know what I mean? But I think you just see, like I said, it's more concept, more read based. Different actions. Movement. You know what I mean? Not just stationary, different things like that. And continue to get the ball moving. But like I said, that was when we were at our best during that stretch for those 3.5 months, and even going into the playoffs, and or not going into the playoffs right before what was it, All-Star break. I think that was the biggest thing, just continuing to build upon that. And that's but I think that's what Kenny saw, that's what we see, and just continuing to find ways to execute that. But we have definitely some changes for sure that I've noticed off rip.
Donovan, for whatever reason, you're a lightning rod. Whenever you're up for free
Mm.
agency or something like that, people just love talking about where Donovan wants to go. But you've kept it really quiet. You had a quiet offseason. You re-signed with Cleveland, like no muss, no fuss. How important is it for you to kind of keep your own noise down while still keeping your flexibility, making sure that the
Yeah.
organization is moving in the right direction and just not doing it so loudly?
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed what I noticed the year before I got traded. Um, to Cleveland, the year I got traded to Cleveland was just like everybody's gonna have their own opinions. Everybody's going to have their own experts and sources. And, I figured out my own trade destinations online. I didn't even know, you know what I'm saying? So like everybody's going to have their stuff. And you kind of just, at the end of the day, I knew, I was coming back, I mean, shoot, January, February. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I knew off rip. I told my teammates that we all knew. It's just a matter of like, look, it's going to be what it's going to be, the noise and all that stuff. So, for me, like you said, just continuing to play winning basketball. That's all I asked for. That's all the team asked for. That's all we all asked for. Just to continue to find ways to win. And that's my biggest thing. So as far as the future of this goes, I'm here in Cleveland. I'm excited and I'm happy. I signed this contract for a reason. I believe in what we got, and I believe in the organization's will to win and motivation to win as well as myself. So that's the biggest factor for me. But yeah, after 3.5 years of continuous, where it's what's Donovan going to do, it's finally good to kind of not have to hear that for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine it's bigger for everybody else than it is for you, but I'm sure even with you, you kind of get annoyed
Mm.
by the constant, chatter. Is that something that you're just is this something that you block out? Is it something that you pay attention to, or is it just it's part of the NBA ecosystem in a way?
Yeah, I think it's definitely part of it, but I also think that like it was at first it became a lot. But the year I didn't know where I was going to be traded from Utah. I didn't know what I was going to be. I mean, obviously everybody thought it was New York. We all thought it was New York, but I didn't know. I had no idea what was going on. And that was stressful. But then after that summer, it really became easy to me to handle. It's like at the end of the day, it's going to be stories. It's going to be stories regardless, and that's just what drives the league. That's what's you know what I mean. That's just what makes our league so special. Every third day, it's something. You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, it just became what it was. I just didn't like that it was you know every time Cleveland would lose a game, you know what I mean? We would lose a game, it'd be something. Because like I said, I love it here. I love this place. I love my team. I love my teammates, organization. So, but that was the tough part. But like I said, you have those conversations in the locker room. At the end of the day, it's for the external more so than the internal.
Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned like in Cleveland. I think I saw it was an opening night in the NFL season. You're in the parking lot with some fans, and
Yeah,
you saw
yeah,
some
yeah.
what was that like? Like it seems like the fan base really has taken to you just all the way around.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I went to Louisville. I was at Louisville when Lamar Jackson was there. So those tailgates were amazing. You know what I mean? We had a great time and he won the Heisman, you know what I mean? So like those were great times. I told somebody I haven't tailgated in like 8 years. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I wanted to go. And then everybody told me you'll be bothered in the Muni lot, you know what I mean? I was like, nah, like, and granted we walked in with Myles Garrett, which was not part of the plan at first, and then he was like, I'm going. So it kind of made it hotter than I anticipated. But when we got there, like it was cool. Like, yeah, everybody was asking for pictures. It was great. I'm out there playing cornhole, playing football with people, like just having fun. Like, you know what I mean? And really embracing, a city that embraced me when I first got here. You know what I mean? So it's just something that I loved. It was great. And just something that I definitely probably will do again at some point. Just because that's something I just enjoy doing. You know what I mean? And definitely just showing love to people that show love to you throughout the year.
Yeah, you can't tailgate in Utah. I don't think there's much of that
Nah,
happening.
they had the University of Utah tailgates, but it was I ain't gonna lie, the Cleveland Brown tailgates was then Utah has some lit football games. They got BYU, Utah State, Utah, but the Cleveland Browns do it a little bit different. It was pretty dope.
Yeah, it's a different type of desperation in Cleveland with the
Yeah.
sports teams and all that type of stuff. But
100%.
hey,
100%.
appreciate you. And thanks again, Donovan, on behalf of Body Armor, man. Really appreciate the time, man.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. Good to see you.